For me, Charles is a present. You know, I'm gonna smash him easy, because his style, for me, it's the best style. You know.
Yeah.
After losing to Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira promised to take his belt back, and his recent victory proved his words. But that time, one Armenian prospect shined on a big stage. A challenging champion, and Dana White decided to kill two birds with one stone, making a #1 contenders fight between young and cocky prospect and the most experienced and violent lion in this jungle. What will be more effective this time, youth or experience? Let's find out. But before we start, I'll ask you to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to test your chin against an angry Alex, who follows us from the beginning. Born and hardened by Brazilian favelas, the 34-year-old Oliveira is not here to take part. He's here for every soul and spirit. Every single Oliveira fights a roller coaster and festival of violence. Ex-champions completed the violence triangle as well as Poirier and Gaethje, but he was able to outdog and finish them all, becoming the real BMF of 155.
Debate que não homem que aguenta, rapaz. Nós é iluminado, rapaz. Tá faltando alguma coisa aqui. Cadê meu cinturão?
There's been a different version of an early DoBronx, but as soon as Oliveira's daughter was born, adult and mature Charles sent his earlier version to another dimension with his flying knee and proved everyone wrong. And his opponent, the 27-year-old young Armenian prospect who's here for eternal legacy. Arman Tsarukyan's an example of modern mixed martial artist who can do everything in a cage. He's fast, aggressive, and explosive, and his style's a nightmare for everyone, including Champ. But unlike Oliveira, who literally fights for his life, Tsarukyan grew up in a wealthy family and could have done everything he wanted in his life, but MMA was his personal choice. Charles Oliveira is a Brazilian berserk who comes at your face from the first bell. No touching gloves, no reconnaissance, just pure immediate violence. He doesn't slip punches, he ain't got head movement. His defense is his offense as taught by his colleague, Mr. Pereira. Oliveira's the best submission artist in a game. He's got more finishes in UFC than Arman fights. He's a former BJJ champion who adapted his style for MMA. Oliveira's guard's the most threatening place in the world for April 14, and his back mounts deadlier than Drunk McGregor's ground and pound. According to Tsarukyan, Oliveira's only good from the back, but Charles has more different subs than Arman victories. Despite the fact that Charles fights like there's no tomorrow, his stand-up game seriously improved. Oliveira's Muay Thai is basic but very effective. Because of his wildness, his tips are his jabs to find a distance, and his right hand's lethal, as his former opponent noticed.
This is more like my tongue just went on a super powerful battery.
Are his checks. He's very sharp with his flash counters. And his opponent, freestyle wrestler with dynamites and very dangerous ambitions. Arman Tsarukyan shocked the MMA world by giving the hardest fight to the current champion in his debut. If you consider grappling boring, just watch their scrambles. After this fight, no one wanted to fight this youngster. Arman's style includes takedowns from various wrestling disciplines, and it's similar to Dagestanis with whom Oliveira had problems. Arman prefers taking his opponents down, pounding them to death. But unlike those Sambo guys, Arman doesn't submit his opponents. His grappling's more defensive, and he relies on his pressure and ground pound, which is almost as deadly as Drunk McGregor's.
That's fucking illegal.
Arman's not just a wrestler. His striking improves daily. His hooks are fast, but his legs definitely faster. He has nasty middle kicks in his arsenal, and he's flexible enough to set up something interesting. They have something similar, both vulnerable to check hooks and both stand-up defense is questionable. And let's talk about game plans. There's only one game plan for DoBronx: constant pressure. He only works as an aggressor, and will never see patient and careful Charles in that octagon. Oliveira must keep it standing. Don't initiate wrestling. As soon as Arman absorbs a first shot from DoBronx, he'll change his life perceptions and immediately shoots. Oliveira must be prepared. It's not a champ, so it's a 3-rounder, and Arman's coach already said what they planned. The Armenian will be careful on the feet, and as soon as Charles throws some spinning sheet, he'll take him down. I don't think he'll be able to pass Oliveira's guard, but Arman can control Charles there for some time. But what happens when they stand up? We have a promising prospect and experienced lion, both on their way to the belt, but who needs it more? Arman's younger, but he already has money and fame, while Charles almost 35, but he's having another baby, and we all remember his motivation. Every single Oliveira fight is a banger, whether he finishes you or gets finished himself. I see Arman taking Oliveira down early, from the back. Arman's very vulnerable for those hooks and straights, which Charlie delivers, and he's never faced a fast starter who may easily fight from his back for 15 minutes. The pace of the fight's gonna be crazy. Mid-fight, Arman's getting tired and worked. I see bloody Oliveira taking that TKO or submission W round 2 or 3, and he'll remind everyone that the champion still has a name.
De Charles Oliveira, brother!